This is Melissa Robbins, and this is my micro teaching lesson. So, hello students, welcome back. I am putting in front of you the future of food. Okay. The theme of all of my lessons has been exploring the benefits of using insects as a potential food source. And we already know that billions of people worldwide consume insects regularly as part of their diet, even though it has not quite reached us yet. Okay? And we've also explored the environmental benefits of raising and consuming insects. We know, for instance, that they need significantly less land and water than raising our traditional sources of protein, for instance, cows or pigs or chickens. Okay, we also know that when it comes to pollution, there's significantly less pollution that they cause versus raising and processing cows. Okay, so we've explored environmental benefits of raising them. What we are now examining is the possibility of people raising crickets themselves within their own household. So we've already examined what the crickets need in order to grow and to survive. Today, what I want to experiment with is food for the crickets. What do the crickets like to eat? And I want to see if the crickets will eat our food scraps. Okay, so basically our food waste, food that we would throw away. Instead of throwing it away, can we feed it to crickets and turn our garbage into a nutritious source of protein? Okay, so what I have brought from my own home is food scraps. Okay, this would be things that I would add to my compost pile. So what you are going to do is choose one. You don't have to open it, but choose one. This is cilantro, carrots, the top of my red pepper, lime, and that's part of an apple core. So choose one, whichever one that you would like. Okay, I'll move these out of your way. And I'm going to put the tank in the middle. Make sure that you can see into the tank. Okay, so let me slide your paper off to the side. Everybody's got one? Okay. All right, so I will open these up and I will place them inside the tank. Out of these 4 food scraps, take a look at number 1 on your worksheet. State your hypothesis about what kind of food scrap you think the crickets will prefer to eat and why. Okay. Oh, I've got one for you. No fear. Here you go. Okay. So, for instance, I think the crickets will prefer to eat the carrots because they're orange. Or I think the crickets will prefer to eat the lime because it's sour. Okay? I'm trying to place these in here where you can see them. Okay. So, what I am going to be doing is I'm going to set all these crickets free within the tank. Okay? And I'm going to start the timer. I think that we will time them for 3 minutes. So if you will see on your worksheet where it says total number of visits, we're going to put total number of visits in 3 minutes. So if you can add the number 3 onto there. Okay. Now, we need to decide what it means for a cricket to be eating. Okay, basically you're going to count, you're going to keep track in this box, you're going to make tally marks for how many times the crickets are eating your food. And what does that mean to be eating your food? If it's just standing near your food, does that count? No. Okay, but if it is actually chewing on your food, we're going to count that as 1 tally mark or 1 visit. Okay? So how long does a cricket actually have to be chewing for it to count as 1? 5 seconds? 2 seconds?
2 seconds.
2 seconds? So if a cricket is chewing for 2 seconds on your cilantro, that counts as 1 tally mark. Now what if that cricket doesn't leave? That cricket says this cilantro is delicious and I'm not leaving. So he's there for 4 seconds. What do we have now? 2 tally marks, okay? And if he's there for 6 seconds, okay? Are you with me? Okay, now you do not have to really focus on the crickets. You are going to be staring at your carrots. You are going to be staring at your cilantro. You're going to stare at your apple. You're going to stare at your lime. And you are watching for the crickets to visit your food. Don't worry about the other crickets. Don't worry about the other food. Okay? Do you think that you can keep track of these?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you see where it says if the cricket continues to eat the food blank seconds, we decided, so what? We decided 4 seconds counts as 2 visits. Okay? All right there. Okay, so I'm going to enter these into the tank. Again, let's make sure everybody can see. And then I'm going to start the timer for 3 minutes, and you are going to start to make your tally marks, okay? You ready? I don't want to lose any crickets in here. And let me get my timer started. Okay, here they go. Now you're gonna have to watch very, very carefully, because I saw one cricket just climbed over top of the cilantro. Okay? I may, if they completely disappear, I put the weight down so that you could see a little easier, but if they completely
Oops, there's
disappear
one.
underneath them, then I may rearrange. Okay, now we have a variety of food scraps in here, and you can see there's unlimited options as for what I could have put in here. All sorts of things people throw away as food. For instance, we could add bread, we could add pasta. We definitely have a cricket, and I'm going to start keeping track over there. Now these guys seem like they really are trying to hide. So let me see. Okay, so we have one that is chewing on the apple. Others are just kind of hanging out in the corner. So far, so good. Let me check our time. We've already had 1 minute pass. Time.
We still need eating.
That apple must be delicious. Now, why do you suppose some of these aren't moving? They're not hungry. And did some disappear underneath? That's why I put 10 of them in there. Okay? Because in the hopes that not all of them would disappear. But you know, they do like to hide. I see one is eating right now. Can you see it from there? Okay. I did see some chewing from this side. Now, one is near the lime and running away.
Cat.
Now, I see. Okay, for this experiment, what I would do is I would have this going for 5 minutes, and then the students would take a break, and then they would do another 5 minutes with a different set of crickets. Okay, and again, there's unlimited food choices. Okay, we have less than a minute to continue watching. Does anybody have any tally marks yet?
Yeah, 10.
Whoa. And how's that line? Not very appealing. Okay. Any ideas why the line is not?
I think it's not exposed, the fruit is, the skin
It's
is
way up high.
exposed,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But it may be too sour.
Maybe it does not smell good. What's in the lime juice? Alright, how's our time? We've got 10 seconds left. Okay.
Do they eat? Couldn't tell.
3, 2, and 1. Okay. All right. Now, at the very bottom of your lab report, do you see where it says total visits per class? Can you enter in the 4 foods that your classmates were using, and then let's share the results. Okay. So we have carrots, cilantro, lime, and apple. So how many visits did we have for lime?
0.
0. How many visits for carrots? 6. How many visits for cilantro?
1.
1. And how many visits for apple?
10.
Okay, excellent. Everybody have those numbers? All right, please flip the page. And see, let me see. I'm not going to have you complete this bar graph right now because I think that will take a little bit too long of my 10 minutes. But what I want you to fill out is the question at the very bottom. Okay? Do the results support your hypothesis? So your original hypothesis, you thought that they would eat which of these foods? Okay, which of these foods did you think that they would enjoy the most? And did the results support your hypothesis or not? Welcome. We're just about done. It's too bad nobody picked the pepper because that happens to be a cricket favorite.
I did have to
They really do enjoy the peppers. Yeah.
But they're
Now
all
they're
over
going
the
in
apple.
on the apple.
Okay, so you filled out your hypothesis, and again, we'll save the chart for next time. You're welcome to look at page 3 also. These would be a continuation of this lab report of ways to move on. So, any questions? What do you think? Can we raise crickets on our food waste? Will they eat it?
Yeah.
I think they will. I know they will.
Wow.
I'm watching them
Go
eat
to
it.
town on that.
Okay, so again, this is food that would go into my compost pile and instead throw it into a cricket bin and you could turn it into a source of protein. Thank you very much.